basically the challenge was we'd set up private pensions back when we first became self-employed. I think it's about 1990. So they've been accumulating over time, but we used to get sort of annual statements, and that was it really. So we weren't really sure whether it was building in a way that was the best. And I suppose what brought it to a head was we inherited some money from one of Angela's relations, and so we had this lump sum as well. So it was really a question of knowing what to do with the pensions, what to do with this lump sum. And obviously I'd met you a few times, and you'd always seem to speak sense. So that seemed to be the catalyst to come to you and discuss what the opportunities were really. I suppose it was to bring a little bit more certainty to the situation. I mean, obviously there is no such thing as absolute certainty, but I was getting to the stage where I was nearing retirement, and it was really to see what the options were. Obviously I knew that there was the possibility of taking an annuity, but at the time I think annuity rates were very low, and so there was this fear that you could make the wrong choice, and it would affect the period of your retirement. So I suppose that was the main thing, was to sort of try and create a little bit of certainty and knowing what the future might hold, and what we could do over the period of retirement. The hope was that we'd accumulated enough cash to live a comfortable retirement, and the fear is obviously the opposite of that you could find that suddenly you were running out of money and no opportunity to build up the pot again. Well, I think the whole process of going through what our current assets and liabilities were, what our current incomes and expenditures were, it's very easy, I think, when you're in business that for your business you're working out cash flow plans, you're doing budgets, you're doing forecasts, and that seems to come as second nature in the business. But I think you very rarely do it with your own personal finances, and so it was that process that if you like created some clarity in terms of what the opportunities were and where we stood, and more importantly, with obviously your forecast modelling, what the alternatives were, what the situation might be in the future. And so it brought a lot more clarity to where we were and what we might do in the future. I suppose the biggest thing is that it's made us a bit more relaxed, that we have a much clearer understanding of where we stand at the moment, what the future looks like. Obviously there is no guarantee, there's no certainty. The current coronavirus situation is a perfect example of that it came out of the blue. Obviously it had an impact, but all the time we could see what that impact was and make plans accordingly. What we found with working with you is that there's this constant contact, that we have an annual review so that we know exactly where we are at that moment in time and what we're looking to do for the next 12 months. So it gives it some solidity, if you like, some planning. Obviously we get a monthly phone call from you, so just to discuss where we are and if anything's changing. And the other thing that I've noticed is that as these situations occur, you know, there's a drop in the stock market or some other situation occurs, then, you know, you're very quick to you know, to respond to that and to provide information so that you know exactly where you stand. So yes, I mean, we found it a very easy and straightforward process, and also I suppose the other thing is that now, you know, all the information is there at our fingertips. So even without contact to you, you know, we can go on your secure site and, you know, see exactly what the current situation is. So you know, I tend to sort of just have a look at that monthly just to see whether things are going up or down, and where we stand. But you know, it means that we're much more informed, I think, than certainly we were previously. It's just the ease with which it all works. You know, it doesn't take up huge amounts of time. Obviously, we set aside the time for the annual review, but you know, that's only once a year, and you know, we feel that there's an importance to that. So I suppose it's just that it's very easy to work with you, and all the information is there. So if we have any questions or queries, you know, we can drop you a secure mail, or I can pick up the phone, and you know, it's dealt with there and then. So yeah, so that's overall, I think, what we get from it. You know, I would recommend you, and certainly, you know, if when I come across people that are saying, you know, we've had this inheritance, Aunt Sally's died, then you know, I'd certainly have no compunction about recommending you to friends and family, because, you know, simply from our own experience over the last 5 years.